Actually, almost fucking done. Let's go! I thank Jesus every day for giving me this opportunity to draw sexy dark elves. Let's go, chat. Let's fucking go. In the home stretch? I actually am in the home stretch. I haven't gotten much progress in terms of like new pages, which is why I have to do the line work right now instead of doing like the grays and blacks, which is what I usually do on stream, because I was going through the other sort of semi-unfinished pages and working on them and making sure that shit is in order. So I'm gonna start going through the files and merging down layers and preparing them to be sent to Solus tonight, so we can start doing the visual part of the dubbing shit. And we're probably not going to be streaming drawing this manga for a while because I'll be done. So the party didn't have to kill the matriarch. This is a rom-com, so it's also a male fantasy rom-com. So basically, all evil women can be defeated with the power of friendship and the male penis, and so that has already happened. Yeah. Spoilers. There is no evil woman that can't be defeated with massive hero cock, so that's the moral of this story right here. I happen to be an expert on this topic. The male penis, so glad you clarified. Unfortunately, in the year 2024 on the internet, you actually do have to clarify those things. Metaphorical hero cock, right? No. No, not metaphorical. Unless you're talking about metaphorical in terms of slang versus a male chicken, for example. Are you an expert on evil women? Fictional evil women, let me rephrase that. I don't mean like IRL real women, which is approximately 80 to 90% of real women's population. If we're talking about real life evil women, that's like, you know, that's basically just saying women in general, so I'm talking about, you know, in the shonen manga sense. This is like an hour of Space Boy. Come on, get your Space Boy! Oh, oh! LMAO. She thinks I'm joking. But I watch enough true crime to know that, well, men are violent, women are evil. My feminist streamer, yeah. I have to differentiate myself from the rest of Twitch that's going to get promoted on the front page by being a unapologetic incel streamer or whatever. Yesified war criminals, yes! Yes, queen, slay! Slay, queen! Is yesified, is that what it means? When people say, is that from the Yas Slay Queen meme? Slay literally. Millions dead, my queen. If it's a man, it's, they need to be prosecuted in the Prague or whatever. The International War Criminal Court. If it's a woman, we must celebrate her deeds on Twitter. Slay Queen, yay! I say that, but you know, unironically, if we can go back just to the original topic of evil women in media, I was just thinking so much about how evil women are actually the characters that need to be protected the most, because if you correct them too hard, they won't be evil anymore. They'll either become good or they'll lose their mojo and kind of become sad. So you need to like maintain, you have to maintain their confidence, but you don't want to not correct them at all, because then they'll treat the MC like a doormat. You have to have like just the right amount of correction, or else they can either become ruined in one way or the other, or they'll ruin the MC. I was thinking of drawing an entire explanation image of this, but I think I want to keep that in my back pocket because it's like the core concept behind my entire psyche. You being so unapologetic about the whole incel thing is kind of admirable. When I told my therapist that I was an incel, he was like, "You're not an incel." Apparently you have to be part of the Reddit incel community or something to be a real incel. Simply not having sex and being happy with your lifestyle isn't enough to count yourself as an incel, unfortunately. That's not how it works. Yeah, fellow Redditors. I haven't ever actually got on Reddit. The only time I ever go to Reddit is like when I try and look up like technical troubleshooting shit. When I'm like typing into Google like, why won't my mic work after uploading or after updating Windows or something, and then it will often give me a fucking Reddit thread, but I never actually go there. Volcel is not the same as incel though, unfortunately. Also, I think that just not having sex in general isn't enough to be a real incel, even if it fits the definition. You have to be like eternally bitter and then communicating with your fellow incel Spartan warriors about how much you hate women. You can't just be like, LMAO, I failed to have sex. You have to be like, no! Pokimane owes me sex, and I'm tired of pretending this isn't true. What's good evil woman on Western comics besides that Nazi chick you already showed us a few months ago? I don't even remember what you're talking about in terms of Nazi chicks. If you're asking about Western comics, I'm like the worst person to ask because I don't read any sort of Western media. unless it's like available to me for free at the library or something, especially comics and shit. People have overused the word incel so much. It's just one of those things that you call people as an insult now. So just like Nazi and pedo, it kind of has lost its meaning. Amaranth, please, just a little peek. I've been your mod for over a decade for free. Shh, don't talk about that. You don't want to remind Hystrixia that I'm not paying her. Baroness. Baroness is good. Despite her being a evil woman with glasses, she doesn't really register on my radar, which is probably because I was deprived of G.I. Joe content as a child by my mother, who is a rabid left-wing liberal who thought that if I watched G.I. Joe as a 6-year-old, it would turn me into like a neocon and I'd join the Marines or something like that. Good job, Mom. Shirtless pics when? Yeah, I posted shirtless pics once, and someone in the Discord said that, I'm sorry to say this, but my only opinion is that it looks like you have a dad bod. And I was like, well, I guess that I haven't reached the standards of sexy, attractive, ripped pecs and abs and stuff that the Liver King has set for the internet, so it's fucking over, yeah. Whoever posted I have a dad bod in Discord, not only are you banned, but you've ruined the party for everybody else, because now no one will get to see my my shirtless pics again. Need to hop on 10,000 of roids. Reminder that it's not just $10,000 of roids, it's $10,000 per month of roids. That's what's impressive. He's basically putting half a car into his body every single fucking month. That's some real dedication to the roiding lifestyle. What was I thinking of doing right now? Why am I not drawing? I can't remember. Oh, that's right. I was in the act of changing the music because I thought that it wasn't hype enough. When you have to finish your homework in less than 1 hour. Classic music channel. I know who said you have a dad bod. Remind them what they have done. They've ruined the fun for everybody else on the Discord because now they don't get to see my dad bod pics anymore. Pretty sure the dad bod comment was either Leafy or Avantax. The fact that they apologized before saying it says that they were being honest, which means they really don't get to see topless pics of me anymore. Dad bod is an insult, though. It depends on who's saying it. If it's a female in a certain situation, when they say dad bod, they 100% mean, I see that you have a ring on your finger, and thus I want to have sex with you even more because I'm attracted to men who belong to other women. That's a thing. But in the case of our Discord, that is not what's happening, so. Don't dadless girls love dad bods, though? Honestly, I don't have enough fat to have, like, an actual dad bod. So whoever the fuck said that is wrong. I'm, like, 10 pounds or 15 pounds underweight to hit that dad bod, so. I'm just not properly ripped. NTR woman? Apparently this is a real thing. I've heard from, like, in many times online of people who are like, yeah, women didn't pay attention to me until I started wearing the ring. Women just want to fuck other people's husbands. It's just part of the female lifestyle. It makes sense from an evolutionary standpoint. He's demonstrating that he stays with his wife after impregnating her, which makes him more attractive as a partner to other females. Slightly ignoring the whole part of if he's fucking cheating on you, he's probably... If he's fucking cheating on his wife, he's probably going to cheat on you as well, so that's not actually good track record if he can... if he's wearing a ring and then he's willing to fuck you, but whatever. So I guess the whole evolutionary standpoint comment doesn't make any sense. Society was a mistake. Yeah. We've reached many conclusions in this stream. Going from women were a mistake, anime was a mistake, society was a mistake. By tracking Gura's break days, I have been able to calculate her menstruation cycle and can confidently say that Gura is ovulating. I repeat, Gura is ovulating. The dark truth that nobody wants to say is that there's a high chance that Gura is already in menopause. And so are like 90% of the other fucking VTubers. They're all like over 60 probably. But don't let that stop you from donating to your anime waifus, guys. Ball, nobody likes honesty. It destroys the bullshit they are spewing. I love it. Yeah. Just me existing is hurting the economical chances of thousands of VTubers out there by pointing out the fact that they're probably not attractive and they are likely in their mid-40s. Aren't they all 30-year-old single women, mid-30s? That's what you hope. See, that's like the realistic VTuber fan. They're hoping that the woman... They're not as delusional to believe that the woman is in her, like, 16... She's like a 16-year-old who will also have sex with them, because even they know that that's not the case. And 20s is probably a stretch as well. So in their mind, they're like, I'm being realistic as long as I hope that she's, like, still capable of having children. But it's probably realistic that a good chunk of them are in their mid-40s as well. There's still time. Yeah, her eggs haven't shriveled up yet, guys. Trust me. The girl on the other side of the anime avatar definitely isn't 46. Why would you want a 16-year-old? What? A lot of anime coomers want 16-year-olds because anime has trained them to believe that that is peak female performance or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of like how every anime character is... if you read their settings, they're like... What was the weight? It's always like 42 kilos if you read like the anime girl. Like she's like 6'5" with double D tits. And it's like, yeah, she's 42 kilos. Similar energy right there. How is this classic music supposed to help me finish my homework in 1 hour? This is pretty fucking chill. Enjoy 1980s cafe relaxing beats with lo-fi hip-hops. There's like 10,000 fucking music channels like that. Jesus Christ. Medieval tavern music. Let's try that. But that's still not 16. Holy shit. There's not many 16-year-olds who are actually allowed to stream. It's not like in Girlfriend where you find your big titty, shark teeth, blonde hair, stupid girlfriend streamer who also loves you. Welcome to the tavern, adventurers. How may I help you? I kind of get wanting young women, but I'm into the hags. The thing is that as long as the young women don't die, they become hags after a while. Whereas, unless they're a fucking loli baba, the hags don't become lolis in reverse. Ball as a DM would be hilarious. We can start playing D&D right now on stream. Type what you want to do in chat. Hello, adventurers! Welcome to the town of Rivervale. Perhaps you are here to help with the goblin problem, I roll perception to smell the drow elf seats who just left. We can actually pull up the dice roller. You rolled a 14. You smell nothing but leather. I'm sorry, but sniffing the bar stools for drow elf female ass essence remaining on the stools it's going to be a really high. It's probably going to be like a 19. Yeah, it's going to be a really high roll for that one. Only the strongest of sniffers can detect the ass essence of the female after she's already left. Unless she was wearing leather pants. True. Good point. I would be a great DM, honestly. Not to shit on our current DM in our session or anything, but I really do feel that if you're not running your own campaign, like your own original content, like you can use supplements and stuff, but if you don't have like a shit ton of stuff prepared as a DM so that you allow the players to like do weird shit and actually choose their own adventure, I don't think you're like fully using the full potential of the medium. On the other hand, that is also like having a second job, which is why I can't actually fucking do it because I have to draw this manga. But yeah, I think I'd be a really good GM. You never tried before? Yeah, I don't like other human beings, so there's always that. At the end of the day, playing D&D is spending a lot of time with other people, so DM is 90% improvising, yeah. Also, I'd be extremely punitive with what I do to people's characters and piss them off. I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. You failed that dice roll. You're just crushed by the boulder. Guro campaign Pog, yeah. Oh, make sure I'll mandate that all the characters are females, and then I'll be like, okay, now that your elf was crushed in half, I'm gonna draw an image of it. Go to the Discord server where there's a visually disturbing image of Lalaticia, the elven sorceress, and all of her guts are spilled out onto the dungeon floor. If my players aren't traumatized after playing the campaign, then I've failed as a dungeon master. Sad. If he had his way, it'd be hardcore shit, lol. How awkward would it be if your characters get down in battle, the hobgoblin just starts raping them during battle? You'd make some Goblin Slayer type shit. It's only natural, guys. Just kidding. That doesn't make any sense. As fellow men, we know that stuff is fiction because there's nothing more vulnerable that you don't want to fucking expose in a battlefield situation than your fucking cock and balls. That stuff has like -5 AC. A light tap of your balls and you're just like fucking done. That shit ain't coming out of the armor ever. Unfortunately, Goblin Slayer is not realistic, guys. I have to tell you. Getting raped by a goblin counts as piercing damage or blunt damage. That's a good question, guys. It probably depends on the type of goblin. Actually, I need more space for the question mark. Just have a big cod piece, easy. The Europeans understood this. If you go to like any kind of European historical city, you can always find like one statue of just a guy with a huge cod piece. You can tell a seasoned DM by how many jokes, memes they try hiding in their campaign. Yeah, it's like, you are approached by a man. He seems to be wearing leather armor, and yet the leather armor is not covering any of his vitals. The NPC you're traveling with exclaims, "Hey, leather man!" The leather tavern is 2 blocks down. And he exclaims, "Fuck you!" And then your players have to be like, "Yeah, fuck you, Leatherman," and tear off their shirt. Grappling check. It's like, hold on, I have to make sure I understand the grappling rules for 5th edition. Confound thyself. Ah! I'm the owner of this gymnasium. Based on historical examples in ancient Greek and Roman times. The experience of the DM is based around how many of his fetishes he can inject into his adventure. Oh no! The magical potion you drank was actually a inflation potion, guys. Yeah. Your half-elf archer has now inflated like a balloon. You're going to have to roll him around now for the next two sessions. Haha. Definitely not my fetish there. Why would you think that I'm being turned on by this concept? I just thought it would be funny, haha. Ours has lots of giant strong women. See, I'm glad I wasn't playing your campaign because, you know, the desire for the R word would be kind of strong. Don't want to make the session too awkward by, you know, injecting my fetish into my player character, if you know what I mean. So Ball is into Guro. I don't actually like Guro. It's just that it sort of goes with the territory of the other tags that I enjoy. I enjoy when the female character gets punched in the stomach, and as a result, it stimulates her ovaries and womb, resulting in instant orgasm. But I don't necessarily want to see her torn in half and see all her guts spilled everywhere. So, yeah. Ryona is fine. Guro is... I can tolerate it, but it's not what I'm looking for, you know? I'm not like all those people who are like, oh, I can only come when I see people getting skull fucked and stuff. I mean, Bovinus already injects his murder fetish into Dragonlance games. It's not a fetish, it's just the only way I know how to solve problems. After I'm done with this manga, I do plan to stream Baldur's Gate 3. So you'll get to see how I approach problem solving in my role-playing situations, which is to say murder. Murder, murder, murder. Is it possible to defeat a fortress under siege by casting laxative spells into the water system? Yes, it probably is. I mean, just like poisoning, if you can get access to the water supply of a fortress, you can basically do all sorts of shit, whether it's laxative spells or not. I mean, people are like, haha, diarrhea, haha, but diarrhea is actually like fatal because you lose all of your water in your body, right? You're shitting out so much water, you can't restore, rehydrate, and you just fucking die. It's actually extremely dangerous. The most humiliating way to kill heroes. Dysentery, diarrhea. Yeah. You literally shit yourself to death. I can't wait for Baldur's Gate stream. Yeah. I also... What the fuck is it with, like, Steam and Twitch and stuff being like, oh, this video game is a based Western media. You're definitely allowed to stream your fucking butt-naked cock character and then have sexo and shit like that. But if I want to stream my Illusion video games, hentai erogaze, they're like, no, Japanese media, you can't do that. Like, have any of us noticed how fucking stupid that is? Why are you allowed to literally show a cock on Twitch if it's Baldur's Gate or Cyberpunk, but then it's like, I want to stream my latest Black Lilith anti-demon ninja video game, and they're like, no, you can't do that. It doesn't make any sense. You can die like Elvis. I think Elvis just died from a heart attack. It's bias and status. Yeah. 90% of censorship in the Western media is just like making sure that their children can't enjoy superior Asian stuff. Specifically Japanese content. They're just trying to prevent kids from realizing that Japanese content is inherently superior, or else they'll never consume Western media again, unfortunately. 2 months worth of poop in his gut? Okay, so he died from constipation. Wait, was there an actual Elvis autopsy? That seems like a little extreme, but I guess he is the king, so we had to know why he died. Because they look like fictional women? Don't you get it? Now go fuck the bear druid vampire thing. Yeah. Remember, guys, gay sex and bestiality is based and completely... It's brave and... what's the word? Now I'm blanking. Stunning and brave, that's the word I'm looking for. Whereas Japanese anime cooming is cringe otaku weeb shit. He had plenty of opioids in him. Have you guys seen the actual recipe for the Fat Elvis sandwich? It's fucking insane. It looks really good though. I want someone to make it for me. Fat Elvis sandwich. Original calories. Man, none of them are showing the one that was the actual one. Which, it's a full baguette, a piece of French bread. You take a full piece of French bread, you put in like a shit ton of peanut butter and bacon and bananas, and then you fucking deep fry it. It's like a solid like 3,000 plus calories or something, like 5,000 calories and shit. Painkillers caused constipation, and he was so backed up that when he tried to shit, he overexerted himself and died. Truly the most based of kingly behaviors. I can't actually overexert myself when I shit that hard, because if I do, then my hemorrhoid erupts and blood goes everywhere. I've been told by the doctor not to exert myself while shitting, which is why I eat a lot of yogurt. That helps. It's called baguette. Ha ha ha. Baguette. Ha ha ha, monsieur. The toast version of the Elvis sandwich. You gotta deep fry it, baby. That's a bastardization. That's more healthy. If I was like him, I know full well I would eat myself to death too, rich like him. Though I guess I could afford to have a private trainer and gym and become a poop-making machine, be chiseled as a side thing. You know, this might be hard for you to understand, but having a gym and a trainer doesn't actually make you thin. You have to actually work out. And you don't need a gym or a trainer to do that. Like, you can just work out on your own. I know I'm blowing people's minds in chat right now, but if you're fucking fat and you're like, the only reason I'm fat is because I don't have my private gym and I can't afford a trainer, yeah. About that. Just get lipo? Yeah. True. You don't need equipment to work out or a gym. Try Googling calisthenics that you can do at like your local park and try actually doing some of that shit. You only need your own body weight to train yourself. Some of the shit that they ask you to do, like archer pull-ups or like one-armed pull-ups and shit, that stuff is insanely painfully hard. I've tried doing some of that and I'm like, holy fuck, this sucks. Oh my god. My body is like being annihilated right now. So yeah, you definitely don't need a gym. And besides, a gym membership is like $10. Give me a buff tomboy trainer and I might give it a try. I have a bad news for you guys. Tomboys aren't real. Russian workouts are good too. Is Russian workouts getting sent to the front lines and trying to run away from the artillery barrage that's killing all your comrades? As you're thrown into the meat grinder of a useless war. There are buff butch lesbian trainers over here if you can handle that. That's not a tomboy, god damn it! Tomboys are... They're like a cute girl, except they have all the same personality traits and hobbies as me, so I don't have to deal with any female bullshit, but they They're still extremely sexually attractive, and they have short hair. Cries. I can't figure out how her eyebrows should be. For fuck's sake, no, I meant Russian twits and push-ups. 3-day special military operation over any day now, guys. My fellow comrades. Just kidding, guys. I go to gym 3 times a week. I go to the gym every day, and I've noticed that now that I'm 37, my body doesn't recover within 24 hours anymore. Like, I can get the same level of energy and shit if I wait like a day and a half instead of 24 hours. But like, if I do a hard workout, like, the recovery period has gotten longer, so that if I go like the next day, I can't actually go full strength anymore. It's just like, shit. I really am getting older. It's fucking Jover, guys. You do rest days, right? No, I don't. I work out not to like get mega gains. I work out just to maintain my mental health. So going outside and jogging and stuff is very important. I'm not talking about like fucking giga pec days where I deadlift 500 pounds. Real men don't do rest days. You probably need rest days if you're actually trying to go for max gains or whatever, or at least alternate between like leg day and arm day and shit. But if you're just trying to be healthy, you don't need rest days. It's probably more important that you just have a daily schedule of going outside and running around and stuff. That's how I think about it. I do heavy workouts, and then the next day I try and jog, and my legs just don't move at the same speed. I'm like, fuck, my thighs haven't recovered. God damn. There's like a precipitous drop off after 35. Like, you don't notice it when you like hit 30, but when you hit after you hit 35, I'm assuming that most of you in stream are younger than me, you will fucking notice it. It's pretty obvious. Just get HGH. Yes, as usual, illegal drugs will solve everything. As long as you keep on moving, that's what matters. I think there's been studies that show that even people who work out have huge, not huge, but some drop off in health if they don't move like 10,000 steps a day or whatever it was. Like, if your job isn't a waiter or something that's basically keeping you on your feet moving all day long, even if you work out regularly, it has bad effects on you health-wise. As human beings, we're basically supposed to be walking around all day long. That's supposed to be like our natural state. And once we get away from that shit, it's just a one-way trip to fucking heart attackville, apparently. Laughs, cries, and old. Yeah. We evolved to be constantly moving. Yeah, so if you think about how we were probably surviving back in the day, like 100,000 years ago, we were probably just always walking around looking for berries and shit. Berries and small animals to kill and stuff like that. So it's more important that you just have that sort of walking around all day situation than doing one hard workout or lifting or whatever. We're not meant to be bloat maxers, unfortunately. As much as we wish we could be like walruses and just get super fat and heavy and have a protective layer of blubber. We can't live like that. We have to just be thin and walking around and shit. I don't want to live long anyway. That's what everyone says, but very few people actually are willing to speedrun life. We're supposed to bleed for motherland. How is the 3-day military operation going, fellow Russians in chat? You want to look hot though? No. I wanted to look hot when I was like 20, but I'm fucking 37, so I'm not gonna try and be like one of those people who is like, I'm 60 years old, but I injected Botox into my entire face, and now I look like a weird wax statue of myself. But deep down, I believe that I'm hot, so it's all okay. You know, like Elon. Just, you just need to age. Aging gracefully just means that you don't pretend like you're 20 years old when you're 45. I'm 22 and I laugh at you fossils. You'll be old soon, don't worry. I'm sure you look fine. Fine isn't good enough. I need to be insanely hot to the point where if I just walk into a room, all the women immediately just start getting gushing wet and ovulating. Anything less isn't enough. If I'm not an 11 out of 10 and instantly provoke lust among all sorts of straight females, if that's not the case, then I've failed. Holy shit, this music is repetitive as fuck. All free DMCA strike music shit is always just like super repetitive. And they all have like an image of fucking some sort of Ghibli inspired AI slop. "34 going on 35, life sucked the entire time, don't get too cocky fetuses." Unfortunately, the fetuses are in a better situation than you because they always have the opportunity of getting aborted, whereas we're kind of fucked. The fetuses are going to reach the goal line before us, and there's nothing we can do. I like being in my 30s more than my 20s mentally. As a guy, when I was in my 20s, I still had, like, my testosterone going off. So, like, half the time I was just like, ah! I'm about to fucking come! And also I need to murder everyone around me! Ah! Which, is actually pretty standard for being a guy. We're basically just gigantic balls of rage and horniness until we reach, like, 35. And if we haven't committed, like, a rape or a murder by then it's like, we're carefree. If we are just like, what would happen if I just stabbed myself with this knife? Holy shit, that hurts! I feel alive! Let's go! Oh! You know? That's being a male? Yes. The desire to kill and fuck is overwhelming. I was able to keep it inside, and now I feel okay. Because the testosterone is finally starting to go down. I feel like I missed out with all the COVID shit happening in my early 20s. If it's just early 20s, it's not that bad. Think about it this way. You could have been like, this could have been your high school year. There's kids who basically missed their entire, like, youth experience. All of the anime high school events that you get to experience in Persona, they fucking missed out on because of COVID. They didn't get to have their school festival and go to the summer festival and wear yukata with their childhood friend, and etc., etc. They never got their love confessed by getting a letter in their shoebox and went to behind the school. And there was a girl who's like, "Ano, senpai, I love this other guy. Can you tell him I love him?" And you're like, "No." They missed all of those events. I got stabbed, LOL. Typical male experience. Let's go to a bar and get stabbed, by the way. Never got to have sex with your childhood tomboy girlfriend. I know. All these things that we got to experience as people who didn't have COVID, the COVID kids missed out on. That's what I tell all of them. It's like, yeah, school life is exactly like Persona 4. You have your cool group of friends, and all the girls love you. But you missed out on all of that. It's tragic, really. I missed that too because I was too dense to get the signals. Yeah, we've had that discussion on this chat multiple times about how I fucking missed a lot of signals in high school because I was like Giga Asperger. But unfortunately it do be like that sometimes. It's women's fault, to be fair. If they don't fucking just walk up to me on the street and like, "I am your girl now. You have no choice but to be my boyfriend," then you can't expect me to notice you. All those bitches who be like, "Notice me, senpai, notice me." I'm like, no, I'm not gonna notice you. My high school experience was being the weird, creepy chick in the back, constantly reading or hanging out with the nerds. Unfortunately, Hystrixia spent her high school years cursing people. If this was an anime, Hystrixia would be the weird girl with bags under her eyes in the occult club or the chemistry club, who doesn't actually get to be the number one option for the MC, but you go to, so to have like a scenario where she invents some kind of love potion that turns the entire school into zombies or some shit like that. There's always one occult club for some reason, with like 2 members. Or Alien Club if it's not a cult. There's 2 options for the weird occult club. It's either the MC joins it and there's only 2 members, him and his weird senpai, and he gets dragged around by his senpai to do weird stuff and eventually they fuck or something. Or they're NPCs that appear to provide like one sort of scenario in which they summon a ghost or they invent some crazy potion or some shit like that. It's one or the other. Aren't occult clubs just squattering without being labeled as loser like the manga and popular culture club? If you don't think the occult club isn't gonna be labeled as a loser, then I have some bad news for you. Japanese high schools actually don't have as severe a caste system as American high schools do. Because, for one thing, most kids spend their entire senior year just studying to get into college. If they want to go to college. It's just like an entire fucking year wasted. So there's not as much time to be, you know, the star football quarterback throwing kids into lockers. You also don't really have lockers. In general, Japanese bullying takes the form of like the entire fucking school bullying one person until they commit suicide, and then like teachers have to quit because they didn't stop the bullying, instead of having like a caste system where there's like a group of losers and stuff. It's questionable which is preferable. So as long as you're not the one person that everybody decides they're going to bully, you're going to be okay. That's my theory. If you do get chosen as the one person that everyone's going to bully, you actually have to like stab someone so they leave you alone. JP High School sounds like a K-drama. Basically anything that you see in Korean culture also happens in Japanese culture, except that the Korean version is usually more extreme. That's what I've come to realize. Korea and Japan are very similar, but like if there's some sort of something that's negative, the Koreans are like 10 times worse. But they all have like the same fucking problems. So I don't watch any K-drama, but if that's what's going on, then yeah, it's probably correct. Koreans love drama, yeah. Japanese society is pretty chill. So when you remove the chill, but still have like all of the same fucking issues like overworking and stuff and people committing suicide, that's when you have Korean society, which makes Korean society sound like shit, which it is. The prison rules set up. Honestly, most problems in life, like large-scale social problems, can be solved if you stab someone. Twitch, I'm not suggesting that anybody should... In Minecraft, Twitch, in Minecraft, you stab something in Minecraft. Don't actually stab someone, guys. Haha. That's just a joke. No, Ken-sama doesn't like me. Ken-sama is doing fine, by the way. Throws herself off the school rooftop. Yeah. That's probably the biggest false thing of anime out of any of the lies that they tell you in anime. The situation in which you just get to go out onto the roof and have your own private space when you eat lunch every day. Having roof access in anime is like the greatest lie that anime has ever told. Nobody fucking has roof access, guys. And if they do have roof access, then you're not going to be the only person there. You don't think that, like, during lunchtime, other people don't want to chill on the roof and eat their lunch? You seriously think it's just going to be you and your fucking childhood friend having your romantic drama alone on the roof? Yeah, no fucking way. I just pry that motherfucker open with my Metro card. Yeah, there's some anime where they actually go through the process of explaining why they have roof access, but we did have a secret spot, though. The class president, ... She is so cute, but what is she doing alone here? So that situation can go into like 5 different ways. Most common one is she's like, oh no, you've discovered my secret. Now you have to become a demon slayer just like me. But there's also other situations in which she tries and kills you, or you find out her deep, dark secret that she's like an anime otaku, and she makes you promise that you never tell that to anyone, and then romance buds from there. You must make a pact with me, MC-kun. Actually, nowadays, you don't just become a demon slayer, because that would be too active. It's more like the main character is like, he just serves as an energy battery and stuff, in most cases. See, the entire act of actually like fighting and having to move your body is too much of a break from reality for all these otaku who have never done any sports in their lives. So instead they're like, MC-kun, you have a large mana resource. I need your help in slaying demons. You have to make a pact with me. I need to use you as a battery or something and take your mana energy. And the only way in which you can give me your energy is when we kiss. And you're like, oh no! I've been dragged into this horrible world of fighting in which I don't actually have to do any fighting. I just have to kiss this girl once per episode. But don't get the wrong idea, MC-kun. I'm only doing this because you have tremendous power, that's all. I need your essence inside of me and other obvious sexual innuendos. What? Are you saying that sexual innuendo? I never noticed. It's literally thrust onto the character these days. I think it was always thrust onto the character, honestly. That's why all isekai turns them into mages. It's also because isekai is based on novels, and it's way easier to depict magic in the writing format than complicated sword battles. It's really hard to write sword fighting and shit in novel format, so it's always like, it's way easier to be like, I use my thunder spell, than be like, I have my sword in my left hand, and then he slashes downward from his upper right, not my upper right. So I parry it left and twist it circularly so that it goes to his side, and then I drag my sword up along the side of his blade and cut through his wrist, but then he pulls his arm back. Like, people don't want to write that shit. That's too fucking complicated. And people don't want to read it. It's just way easier to be like, huh, looks like I have to use my special original spell. What? He's using the power of darkness? Oh my god! So it's way easier to write mages, which is where most of isekai comes from. That's why there's more mages and like backline shit in isekai. Or like special powers. All explained by the side characters during the fight scenes. Looks like he's using that power. What? You know about that power? Please explain, Raiden. Yes. Demon Lord gets isekai'd into high school loli. Yeah. Pretty much every single Demon Lord plot has already been done, unfortunately. At this point, just writing a isekai where you're fucking a straightforward hero and you do heroic things would be fresh and new. Because everybody is like, I harnessed the power of darkness. I was reborn as the Demon Lord, question mark. Oh my god, who could have thought? Avantax, thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate the support. I think I forgot to sub for a few months. Holy shit. You've betrayed me and everything I stand for. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame. Everybody type shame into chat. I actually haven't seen the that far in the Game of Thrones. Shame, shame. Tehe pero. Yeah, this is where you stick your tongue out and do that thing on your head. Teehee, I'm sorry, Mr. Streamer. My sexy class president happens to be Demoness Queen Succubus. Yeah. I think that's actually too on the nose where they won't do it. There was a Succubus Jump manga where they specifically only sucked energy by kissing and stuff, so... It was by the person who did Ichigo 100%. I bet there's people in chat who's like, what's Ichigo 100%? It was an entire manga about looking at girls' Ichigo underwear. Strawberry-shaped underwear. Strawberry pattern underwear. Anyway, I am leaving. Shame. Shame. It's your fault I don't want to see the manga on stream. I don't want to be spoiled. Yeah, that's understandable. But I also can't, like, not work on the manga on stream as well. Oh Lord, forgot about that series. Ichigo 100% girls. Here we go, guys. You have 3 options. Holy shit, this looks awful. This anime, is this drawn by DeviantArt? It must be. Here, we'll use the manga. You have 3 options, 4 options. One is the popular Gyaru-esque, but not actually Gyaru girl. One is the bookish girl. She's not in her bookish format, but she starts off with glasses and the pigtails. One is the Emoto, younger girl type, and one is the ponytail, big tit, boyish, friendly girl that will do anything for you. Now, some of you might say that there is an obvious number 1 option in this among these 4 girls. But which one may it be? Which one of these girls actually wins in the end? The answer is yes. Ponytail, ride or die. It's set up so it looks like the bookish girl is like the main girl, and I think that was always the plan. Before in Naruto, where Sakura was set up as the main girl and Hinata ends up winning, there was Ichigo 100%, in which short-haired Gyaru-esque girl wins. No one, it's an open ending. I can't actually remember. I just remember that the author basically pissed off everybody. They successfully pleased nobody. None of their viewers were happy with the ending. It's not the Emoto. The Emoto is listed among those 4 as if she's like an actual option, but it's not even fucking close. They don't even get in like any sort of romantic situation with the Emoto. She's just there to bait the lolicons out there. The big tit ponytail girl is a similar thing. One is there to get the big tit consumer audience, and the other is to get the Emoto lolicon audience. I feel like pretty much 50% or so of anime or manga have at least some sort of emoto available for sexualization, but they all just sort of bail on actually making her like an option. Or you find out that she's actually your stepsister. Very few actually take the jump into the incest route unless it's specifically advertised as that's the appeal. She's a Chris Hansen plant. Not the big tit ponytail. Big tit ponytail is clearly comes in third place. It's not even close. Oreimo did it though. Oreimo is literally called My Sister. Again, I'm talking about like where the situation is there's multiple girls like in a gyaruge or something. Alright, I'm not getting the line work done on stream, so I'm gonna do something that I have to do. Which is I need to start merging down. This is actually gonna take me a bunch of time to fucking just merge down all the wasteful layers I have. I'm gonna do it on my second screen because I'm gonna start going through all the different images. So I'm basically gonna give away the entire manga if I do this. To save disk space, yeah, it's not that bad on Clip Studio Paint format, but when I convert it to Photoshop, it really makes the file size huge. My sexy class president who is a demoness queen, yeah. Many such cases. You like the lyrics? Yeah, it's a great song. Spirited Away, on the other hand, as a whole, is kind of overrated. I remember this song because of the cat vomit video. Hashtag just internet things. Please put on one of your animated GIFs for entertain us. Here. I'll find something. Anime bouncing boobs GIF. Surely this will not get me banned, right? Oh, I know. High school D ending pole dance GIF. You guys stare at this while I work on files. Keep those neurons activated non-stop. Thanks, yeah. Just trying to help out. I honestly think black ponytail is the best option out of these. But really the best option is none of them. They all fucking suck. Fuck that anime. It's boring as hell. Her hair is obviously blue. You can't actually have black-haired characters in anime because it's too strong a color. It doesn't merge very well with all the other like bright-haired girls. Peak viewership stream incoming. Yeah, just have boobs and stuff shaking the entire time. If you hit all these girls with your car in a row, which ones are going over the windshield and which ones are going under the bumper? I mean, is that something you can choose? Doesn't that just have a... Isn't that just like a physics question? I don't think that's something you can choose. That sounds like a trolley question right there. They must be bigger, they're not big enough. I do agree that the boobs could be a solid 30% or so bigger. We'd all be better off if the boobs were bigger, unfortunately. The Spirited Away soundtrack really ties this scene together. The combination of the melancholy piano of one of the great works of Miyazaki Hayao and this anime boob ending scene in which girls are endlessly curving their bodies back and forth trying to elicit boners from the viewer. Something that Miyazaki Hayao absolutely despised because he was a lolicon and he thought he was better than everybody else. It's the chef's kiss together. I used to be a tits lover in my youth and an ass lover in high school. I go into my psych appointment and return to this. They are dancing lustfully to the wistful music of Joe Hisashi. Do girls actually dye their hair white? No, their hair becomes white naturally when they use their magical demon slayer powers. It goes back to being black when they become a normal high school girl again. Now that you've seen the female with her in her white hair format, you must help her in her mission of being a demon slayer. Many such cases. Similar situations happen with red-haired girls. Hashtag just magical girl things. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, it's a pain in the ass. We're not talking about real woman hystrixia. Stop being cringe. Only fake woman in this stream. Have you seen the Pastel Memories ending animation? The animators made all of the characters' breasts and ass much bigger just to spite everyone who doesn't watch anime endings. Which one of you guys in stream skips the openings and endings in your anime? Because I never do it. Even if I don't like the opening and ending, I watch it 100% of the time. Always. Hashtag just anime things, guys. Never ever skip. Always watch. You have to prepare yourself for the horrible lack of animation frames and just like still images where people say one word for Japanese animation budgets by watching the opening in which they used all of the budget. And then you have to use your imagination to pretend like the images are actually moving for the rest of the episode. Bleaching, toning hair is a labor of love. Are you saying that you just don't naturally have purple or green hair like my anime girls? Now that's one thing that you never see in anime is a scene where a girl is like changing her hair color by dyeing it. Like, you never ever fucking see Rias being like, hold on, I'm getting, my hair is becoming black. Let me dye it red. I have to do this once per week or whatever. Instead, we get all the girls cutting their hair to show character development? Yes. Are you saying that you don't cut your hair when you have character development? How can you know that you've developed as a human being if you don't cut your hair? Shame on you. The viewers must know. I've seen more guys bleaching their hair than girls in anime. Yeah, guys bleach their hair in Japanese fiction because they're becoming like delinquents or something. Girls just have naturally occurring red hair. From this day on, I'm a woman, cuts her long hair with a dagger. Wow! Also, she becomes more powerful now that she's no longer in doubt of her destiny as the holy shrine priestess. I've done the haircutting trope. I do like Final Fantasy IX, not gonna lie. I think Final Fantasy IX is probably the best Final Fantasy, even though it's not my favorite, which is 8. Dagger looked better with long hair. Yes, but I respect her wishes as a strong, independent female to cut her hair. How is 8 your favorite? What the fuck? That's like bottom 3. The difference between me and you is I have excellent taste and you do not. That's the difference. It's sad, really. Command failed. Dagger can't concentrate. When plot points are reflected in gameplay, that's when you know that the game designers are actually thinking about the general experience. No, please explain what's so great about the whole draw system. My explanation is that combat in Final Fantasy is like a side thing. What's important is the entire experience, and the entire experience of Final Fantasy VIII is excellent. I don't care whether the combat is good or not. The combat is just something that you do to occupy yourself for 80 hours. The core experience is you going on the journey with the rest of the characters. I still hate everything about the game, though. Okay, fine. You can play a superior game like Fortnite or something. Just go back to your delicious slop. Final Fantasy VIII is excellent, especially if you go with the Ultimisia equals Rinoa theory. That's when it's truly at its best. It's pretty good without it, but if you go with the whole time dilation stuff and think they actually had that shit planned instead of it just being a fan theory, that's when it reaches peak Final Fantasy status. Final Fantasy VIII had the hottest MC. Literally, his teacher begging him to fuck her. And he's like, nah. Stop being weird. Excuse me, sir, Mr. Squall. It's me, your hot, blonde, glasses-wearing teacher who's 2 years older than you. Gee, I'm no longer a teacher anymore. That means you can legally fuck me, ha ha ha. And he's like, nope. 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 Not gonna happen, bitch. LMAO, Quistis Sensei, Damidayo. Yes. I like how just from the first part of the scene, he's already being like, no. They go to like the lookout point, and she's like, do you know that other students come here after dark to have romantic liaisons? And he's like, whoa, are you saying that I need to, like, arrest these kids? I'm not doing that. That's not my job. He's like, God damn it, motherfucking. His autism is too strong. I can't stop him. All I remember is that she was hot and could turn into a Marlboro. No, she couldn't actually turn into a Marlboro. She just would spew bad breath out of her mouth directly. Infamous sniff moment. See, I can't just merge everything down in my file merging process because I want to go back and be able to copy paste some of the line work in future panels, which allows me to conserve time in the future. So like, I want to keep a separate layer for like each individual figure, and then I can like copy paste that later. It's a time conservation strategy for future panels. I heard that there was a study that showed that women have smellier mouths than men. I don't know if this is true. But I'm willing to believe it. Because we're sucking dick? Wait, is the dick sucking making your mouth smellier, or... We also have smellier gas? I don't know, never been close to one. My anime has told me that every woman smells like a beautiful flower. Women just naturally smell good, so I refuse to believe this study. Science is like, this is reality, I choose to ignore it. Make your dicks taste better if it's a problem. See, Death Striker here is assuming that us guys aren't also sucking dick every day. but maybe we just have better mouth hygiene than you. So when we're done sucking our bro's cock, no homo, we just properly do mouth washing. After we suck our bro's cock, no homo, and swap cum in each other's mouths by kissing our bro, no homo, we brush our teeth, and that lets us get away with, you know, sucking dick every day. Put toothpaste on it, yeah. Many such cases. Snowballing? Wait, is that that's what's called swapping cum mouth to mouth? There's a word for it? Jesus Christ. There's a word for everything. I thought snowballing would be like snorting cocaine or something. Yep, yeah. How's it going, bud in chat? I'm almost done, so I'm merging all my 10,000 layers on each image down on my other monitor, so you can't actually read the manga, because I'm going through all the finished images. I basically have 2.5 pages and I'm done. So I'll be done before the next stream, I think, probably. Classes in session? Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like American slang for various sexual acts is kind of silly and stupid. I always prefer the Japanese version. Like, I like the term like nakadashi better than cream pie, for example. Nakadashi literally means coming inside, but it's 4 letters. It's easy to say. It can also be a verb when she screams, "Naka ni dashcha dame!" Whereas it doesn't have the same impact if you say cream pie. If she's screaming, "No, don't cream pie me!" It just immediately makes me think about, like I'm a clown or something and I'm throwing a cream pie at the person. That's one of the strengths of Japanese, is the number of words, or the number of letters it takes to create a word is so few. So you can have all these abbreviations like netodare, netori, netodare, nakadashi. What about namahame? That means sticking it in raw, if you guys don't know Japanese. Nakadashi just means naked, right? No, it means coming inside. Cream pie is a more playful term. I don't really need to call everything with these playful food-related stuff, or like rusty trombone or whatever. I feel like the weird Christian culture of Western Europe and America has made it so there has to be like too many special terms for Sexo. Remember as a kid how, like, you would learn a new slang for some sex act and you would be, like, extremely excited? I'm talking about, like, in 2nd grade or something, or 4th grade. It'd be like, holy shit, have you heard of a blowjob? I'm like, oh my god, what? He said a naughty word. Holy fuck. I think my peak of sexual knowledge occurred when I learned the Italian term fellatio. I was like, I've done it. I've mastered the art of sex now that I know this word. What about futanari? I'm gonna fucking ban you, motherfucker. Futa is a censored word on this stream for a reason. Fellatio is ice cream, right? That would be gelato, but yes, similar. Fellatio, gelato. What's the difference? Just walk up to the local ice cream stand in the Italian city, local tourist trap, and you're like, excuse me, Mr. Italian man, I would like fellatio. And he'd be like, of course, sir. And then Mario goes down and sucks your cock. Many such cases. I will fillet the gelato. Yeah, me too. Gelato is great. Why does it taste so much better than American ice cream? It's still ice cream. Ice cream is ice cream. It shouldn't taste like 30% better than American ice cream, but it really does. Probably because it's not full of fucking corn syrup. I've been trying to eat cheaper ice cream because I'm cheap as fuck, but I've come to the conclusion that any of the cheaper ice creams that use corn syrup instead of just sugar just fucking taste bad. It just has such a bad aftertaste, it's not worth it. Like, you can get those big ass tubs of like Breyer's ice cream and stuff, and it's never good. If you look on the back and in the ingredients it says corn syrup, then it's just like, it's fucking dunzo. Gelato is made with milk instead of cream. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, it tastes better. It really does. You'd think that it would have... For some reason, it has like a thicker flavor. So you'd think that the cream would give it a thicker flavor instead of the other way around. But I guess the milk, it contributes to something. I don't know. It's just superior. Once again, Europe beating America. Sorry, I fucking love Breyer's. Nah. I don't like it. Everything tastes better when done outside America. Not, I don't know, guns and hamburgers and pizza. American pizza kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. It's just like straight up salt and cheese and salt and more salt. Actual Italian pizza is so much better. Breyer's is magic ice cream that doesn't melt for some reason. You guys are actually worried about consuming microplastics when Breyer's ice cream is probably made out of 100% plastic. If it doesn't fucking melt. Just gonna throw that out there. When do you think the Elf manga will be finished? Like, in a day and a half, probably. That's why there isn't anything on stream right now, because I'm fucking going through each of the images and merging everything down. So I have like the last 2 pages or so that I have to draw, and that's it. But I'm not gonna post it until Solus posts his first dub, and then I'll post the Patreon link. Because I don't know how it works, but for some reason there's like a whole dubbing community and they have weird ass internal rules which they don't actually follow about how you're not supposed to start dubbing something if someone else has started dubbing it. So because Solus gives me so much money, I make sure that he gets shit out first before anybody else if it's my stuff. So I'm definitely gonna wait for him to post the first video before I post the full manga. But after the first video comes out, I think I'm gonna have him post a link in the video so we can get maximum number of eyeballs. That's the goal here. Does Solus know you despise him? I don't despise him. I despise everybody. So that means I feel the same way about him as I feel about every other human being. You wouldn't understand. Not racist, just don't like all humans. And non-humans as well, for that matter. Our current house cat is getting on my nerves, so I'm not limiting myself to humans. That would be unfair. Solus pays you to dub your manga? No, he gives me a percentage of the money that he makes from YouTube. That's how it works. So I get a chunk of his profits. It's not like a straight up payment system. So if I don't draw anything popular that doesn't get a bunch of views, I'm not making any money. Don't say that about the kitty. She's really annoying. Not gonna lie. You know that she's getting annoying because my mother is constantly talking about the other cat that's dead. Because who she vastly prefers, unfortunately. It's like in The Good Son or whatever, where she's like, honey, I love you so much, but I like your brother better. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, I'm not even going to try and maintain the layers on this image. Sometimes I draw on a shit ton of layers and then like I fucking lose the organization completely, in which case I just have to give up. The other kitty deserves love too. It's not that she doesn't get love, it's that she's extremely demanding about getting as much love as possible, and she won't shut the fuck up about it. And if you pet her and like brush her and stuff for 10 or 15 minutes or even 30 minutes a day, she'll be like, why have you stopped? Now, some people who just want to play with their cats all day long, this would be the ideal cat, but both me and my mother have shit that we have to do, like, you know, making money so that she can eat. So it starts to get annoying after a while. My grandmother gave 0 fucks and constantly told me and other family members I was her favorite. I think that grandparents are more likely to do that than actual parents. When you're in the parenting stage, you're actually like have responsibilities to your kids, and you're like, I shouldn't tell my third child that I like them more than my second child or whatever. But when you become a grandparent, it's just like parenting is, you're in full like I'm doing this for me mode. So you spoil your grandchildren rotten, and you're also extremely public about how you like some more than other and stuff like that. Because you're gonna die soon, right? So you're like, I don't give a fuck. Pet rocks are the goat. That feeling when your pet rock dies because you're such a bad owner. I imagine my grandma doing a Sweet 16 bracket of me and my cousins. I'm not participating unless she has a lot of inheritance. Because fuck old people. I ain't sucking up to you just because you're old. In fact, you smell weird and I don't want to be around you. Would you get an iguana again if you got the opportunity? Probably not. I wasn't paying for the electricity bills as a kid, so I didn't really have to deal with all of the negatives of owning a pet that requires constant electricity, or else they're gonna die from cold. Do you like turtles? I think I like snakes, but I haven't had a snake. I would like to have a snake at some point in my life, but I don't think I will. Maybe I might get a snake. I don't know. I find snakes just very comfortable to hold. They're so smooth and cool. As someone whose body is always hot and burning up and sweaty, the cool skin of the snake feels good on my body. Iguanas are also cold-blooded, but their skin is much more scratchy and dry, whereas snakes are very smooth and they feel good to hold. I want a Mexican black king snake. I want a lamia. Snake girlfriend when. I'm only asking for one thing, God. A snake girlfriend. Is that asking for too much? Apparently so. They won't eat you whole in your sleep, probably. Whoa, vor fetish. Whoa. Wouldn't be the worst way to go. Pet crocodile. Can crocodiles be domesticated to any degree, do you think? I feel like all animals can actually probably be domesticated somewhat. It's just that just because they're domesticated doesn't mean they won't murder you if they get angry. Not crocodiles. We haven't tried hard enough. There's a difference between tamed and domesticated. Yeah, but we haven't tried yet. We just have to figure it out. Don't give up. We can all have a pet crocodile. Domestication requires a bunch of inbreeding. I feel like we could have domesticated bears if we actually tried. Bears are basically just dogs that are better at murdering you. Crocs can be tamed, but will forget all the love and affection you have given them if they are slightly hungry. Kind of like me. What would an inbred crocodile look like? Like a normal crocodile except retarded, I assume. It's pretty amazing what we've done with dogs just by breeding them. We've created man-made horrors beyond our imagination. Except people don't look at them like that. They're like, oh, look at this cute little bulldog. It can't reproduce on its own. and it suffers from constant health issues. Look at his jowls. He's so cute. We did this through hundreds of years of inbreeding. Pugs are a genetic accident, and look how cute they are. Oh, look at you. Look at you, you horrible genetic accident. Chihuahuas are a genetic kiddie pool. Nice. Have you guys seen the squashed... I don't even know if they're pit bulls, but this is a meme that I would have never known about if I didn't see them on 4chan. But there's a very specific segment of dog breeders who are trying to make their dogs as squashed and smashed as possible. I think I've shown it before on stream, but for those of you who don't know about it, yeah, it's pretty great. Facebook bulldogs. Are they even bulldogs, though? 2 times pimpy, yeah. It's disturbing. I think what's interesting about it, besides the man-made horror aspect, is that they're kind of like crypto traders, and that they're all sort of speculating over how this dog semen will be worth. Like, they're not just buying the horribly deformed genetic aberration of a dog. They're also, like, buying it for its semen, which they'll sell to other people, who will also be like, this semen will be worth more in the future and shit like that. It's like a fucking crypto scam. The internet was a mistake, guys. And so were dogs, unfortunately. Fucking Doughboy. Doughboy is the most powerful of the smashed and squashed dogs. How bad can we fuck up their genetics before it's just a puddle of flesh? I mean, they're trying right now, right? Nobody has stopped these people, so it's just gonna keep on going. Imagine being born as a scam. Yeah, and you have to live your short life in eternal pain and agony. Just existing is incredibly painful. What a life. It's honestly way more dystopian than anything we could think of in even the most dystopian fiction, where, like, humans are bred to fight each other for an alien empire's entertainment or some shit like that. What we've done to dogs as just like, look how cute these things are, is just way more fucking horrifying. No one will do as long as people keep paying. Yep. When is fucking PETA when you actually need them? PETA is out euthanizing shelter animals. My favorite PETA moment was where they attacked a farm, and one of the PETA members used a bicycle lock to lock their neck to, like, the conveyor belt used in slaughtering cows and stuff. And there's, like, a slaughterhouse worker in the back who didn't know that PETA had showed up. And they fucking started the conveyor belt. And it actually started moving. And it didn't kill the PETA person, but they probably thought they were gonna fucking die. And they were, like, pissing their pants and like crying in fear and shit like that. It was pretty funny. I'm sure you can find the video if you search for it online. Most people who are like, I'm gonna chain myself to the road to protest something, don't actually plan to get run over. Very few people are actually have the balls to be like, try and fucking kill me, I don't care. I seen that, yeah. Why would you even do that? Because they think it will stop this person from starting the conveyor belt or whatever. And it's probably true. I mean, this slaughterhouse worker is getting paid like $5 an hour. I don't think they care enough about killing cows to, you know, commit murder, but they didn't know that PETA was there. It turns out that the whole process of like chaining yourself to a tree to stop the company from chopping the tree down, that process only works if the person knows that you're there chained to the tree, and if they don't know, they're just going to cut you in half. So that sort of defeats the whole purpose. It's usually on a rec thread. Yeah, probably. World Star! Vegans probably taste good? Maybe. I'm sort of skeptical about how vegans actually are. I have a theory that like half of all the vegans out there are just like eating meat on the side. Call me cynical, but how do you end up on a conveyor belt? By chaining yourself to it. That's how. Or by being a cow, I guess. Is oral sex vegan? Probably not. Vegans don't want to eat eggs, right? Vegans don't eat eggs, I believe. So, if you think of semen as just like the equivalent of stuff that's produced by the body on a daily basis, it's not that different from eating chicken eggs, right? So, no eggs, honey, milk, etc. Jesus. So, if you consider the inherent cruelty that is required to produce semen from men, it makes sense why vegans wouldn't allow themselves to drink your cum. Just think how much we suffer as men when we get our dicks sucked. It's truly inhumane and cruel. So yeah, vegans probably can't drink cum. No, please, please, senpai, stop sucking my dick. No. I'm gonna fucking die. Eating semen is vegan because it's consenting. You're obviously forgetting all those situations in which innocent men are just living their life and a woman just shows up and suddenly starts slurping on their schlong because they want their precious semen. And as a man, we are powerless to stop them. It's really awful. Women in chat, you wouldn't understand. No, not my DNA. Don't steal my DNA, senpai. Did the semen consent? Yes. Ask all that sperm that is being deprived of their opportunity to inseminate an egg. I need a snack. Sluck, sluck, sluck. No! Honestly, if you do masturbate too much, in a short period of time, it does feel like you're just like wringing your balls. It's like, no, nothing's coming out anymore, please. I can't come anymore. There's no more sperm to squeeze out. I wish I was sexually bullied by my female upperclassmen in high school. I mean, you still have that opportunity if you become a salaryman in Japan. You can become an innocent salaryman who's just walking home from work, and then a group of gyaru pull you into a dark alley and suck your dick against your consent. I have masturbated so much that my left ball hurt, like from inside. There's a Japanese term called akadama, which means like red ball. It refers to if you come hard enough for too long, then you can come blood. I don't know if this is a real thing. It's sort of like an urban legend, but some people have confirmed if you just like, if you keep on ejaculating and ejaculating, you run out of semen, and then like you're like coming out whatever like bodily shit is still in there. My brother went to the doctor for coming blood. Truly the most hardcore of health issues. It was very funny. I knew a guy who said he coomed so much he spurted blood. Yeah, it's been reported by many people on the internet. It is called secreting in the West. Here's a pro tip for you guys. If you're coming blood, it's time to stop jacking off. I know I'm saying a very controversial opinion here. This is the hot take of the stream. When blood is coming out of your cock because you've came too many times, that's when it's time to stop. Can't relate. Stupid females and their ability to just keep on coming nonstop. I do wonder if, as a woman, if you're like a really proficient squirter, do you have like problems of dehydration if you just keep on squirting again and again and again? It was funny, but to be fair, he was having sex all the time and I wasn't. As usual, virgins are winning. We're winning so hard, guys. I imagine you just run out. It's probably kind of like just running out of pee, probably. Speaking of all this Ghibli soundtrack I'm listening to, does the Disney Channel, the streaming service, what's it called? Not Disney Channel, that was the cable channel. Disney Plus, does it have all the Ghibli films on it? I know they had distribution rights to them in America, but I don't know if they have them on Disney Plus. Because I'm kind of getting the inkling that I want to rewatch a lot of my Ghibli movies that I haven't seen in quite a while. I think so, probably. Good night. Good night. I ain't paying for Disney. Yeah, me neither. For sure. Is squirt better than normal orgasm? That's actually a good question. It can be. It's definitely better visually if you're a JAV actress, right? I wonder if they get paid extra if they're a hard squirter. You know what bugs me off in JAVs? Like when they have the camera directly below the female vagina and then she squirts, and then like they purposely get the fluids on the camera lens. And like up to that point is fine, but what bugs me is when like the director or the cameraman doesn't wipe that shit off for like the next 20 minutes. It's okay as a novelty having a bunch of fluid on the lens for like 20 seconds, but like fucking wipe it off, dude. Like it's there forever in some cases. It's just like, dude, I can't see. What the fuck? Director is a squirt enjoyer. It's like you have these droplets of squirt just shield is the Japanese term, just getting in the way of the view. Don't girls have a way to lower cooldown for squirts? I thought it was just drinking a lot of fluids. I saw one JAV that was focused on squirting, and they just started it by giving the actress a shit ton of tea and stuff. Because, like, tea makes you piss, of course. So, she was just drinking, like, 2 bottles or 3 bottles of green tea. And then it was like, let's fucking go. It's go time, boys. Squirt isn't pee copium, isn't it? Pee mixed with vaginal secretions. It do be piss. It's like a combo of pee and whatever extra stuff, extra content. There was an entire like study done that confirmed this once and for all. It's some sort of mix, but mostly pee. It's just magic, guys. Don't have to explain. It's female magic. It is more than piss, so to speak. If you're like a professional female sommelier, you can detect what percentage of the squirt is vaginal secretions and what percentage of it is pee. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. I wanted to ask why merge all layers if you could just export the JPEG PNG as is. I'm not merging all layers. I'm just organizing them. Because, like, I have more than 100 layers and shit, and some of the layers are completely useless, or I don't need it. I just need to have the layers combined for like each individual character and stuff, and then I can just easily reuse that layer of that character in a new page if I want to use it. It's basically, I'm doing it for providing myself with the resources for the future. It's just like a house cleaning kind of thing. I have so many layers. It's not even funny. So... not only do I spam Control-Z, I also spam create new layer. So now it's time to hunker down and merge down and get rid of all this wasted space. Have you ever sang enka on stream? No. Not only am I bad at singing in general, I'm horrible at singing in general, but enka is actually really hard to sing. You have to do something weird with your throat. It's not like normal singing, actually. It's way harder. I don't understand how it works. There was a very specific enka singer that I liked. I think her name was Fuji Ayako. She's way past the wall. But she had a really long, brief period in which she had powerful MILF energy. Not the one in the bikini, that's a more recent one. This is like peak right there. 94. But she maintains her 94 energy all the way to like 2004. Or 2014. Does she have black teeth? Nobody has black teeth, dude. That's like in the Heian period. Super long time ago. Top songs, Fuji Ayako. There's a video of her in an elaborate outfit, right? There's always like one video of them with an elaborate outfit. Trad wife material. So enka singers aren't for trad wife materials. They're more like battered woman material, usually. Although you could say that that is what a trad wife is. Half of their songs are like how they can't stop loving a guy even though he's a no-good piece of shit who has left them. But if you listen to how it sounds, the way they sing is different from like rock or pop. They go the kind of stuff. I don't know how you do it. Yeah, you have to do the warbling stuff, basically. Have you seen FX Shogun? I don't have cable, so I don't watch anything until it shows up on Amazon Prime, for example. So I'm not going to watch anything in real time. Supposedly they talk in period-accurate dialects. Who knows? I can't imagine it's that accurate. But maybe if the people are gonna read English subtitles anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's different levels of, like, samurai dialect. in how hard it is to understand, so... Is this Biwa? I can't even tell. Let's listen to Metallica instead. I'm not a huge metal consumer, but isn't Metallica the most basic bitch shit at this point? Honestly, I don't listen to Metallica and I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go, you know? They don't make him like they used to. Kinda, not really. Here, you can go back to looking at your high school D&D GIF. What were they thinking when they're like, we have to end our anime with all the girls pole dancing? Well, I know what we were thinking, of course. We need a BaalBuddy Discord stream so he can be lewd with his chat. How can I be more lewd than I already am being right now? All I talk about is, like, coming so much, you're bleeding out of your cock and stuff like that. I think we've already maxed out our lewd ability at this point. Cock cam. My cock isn't impressive enough, unfortunately. It's neither interesting because it's neither a micro penis nor is it massive. It's purely average. And nobody cares about anything that's average, unfortunately. You have to be excellent. We have higher standards around here for everything, even our cocks. At least you're honest. I mean, there's nothing wrong about being average, unfortunately, but there's nothing right about it either. No reason to be proud of anything. Live hemorrhoid reaction. I don't really react to my hemorrhoids. It doesn't really bother me. I don't have pain. I don't have any of the pain nerves in the hemorrhoids, so... I thought you admitted you have a small Japanese cock. No, that's just you projecting. Maybe my cock is small by my unrealistic porn standards, considering I look at porn 24/7. And if a cock isn't basically the same size as your leg, it's insufficient. If you can't cause the woman's belly to noticeably bulge outward from inside, like she's being impaled with a spear or something, then your penis is too small. Is the way I think about these things. So yeah, by those standards, my penis is too small. If she isn't in actual danger of dying from internal bleeding because I've shifted around her internal organs, then yeah, the penis is too small. But by any realistic standard, my penis is fine, unfortunately. Taking rearrange my guts literally. If there's one thing I've learned from hentai, it's that if you stick a penis that's larger than the female's entire body mass inside them, they'll just stretch. Their body will just stretch to accommodate the gigantic ogre cock, and they'll be fine. I happen to be a specialist on this topic. Women's bodies are just naturally stretchy, so... if you stick them with a cock that is the size of an oil drum, they'll just, you know, stretch around it. Easy. Not a big deal. I've seen his dojins. He likes it big enough to attach a woman to it while still moving around. In all honesty, I wish I don't really like dicks to be that big. I feel like if we're going to be very serious about what is ideal penis size in hentai, I do think the correct size is when you have the image of her kneeling in front of the dick and it's creating a shadow in front of her face. I feel like the penis should be about like a few inches longer than the length of her face, I feel, is the right size for a penis in hentai sizes. So it will fully cover her face when she's in awe of the penis, but not so large that it takes up like extra space in the panel, because that's just wasteful. Have you done any animations? I tried doing it for a few seconds, but I lost interest very quickly. I want to be a mangaka, not an animator. Being an animator is like asking to be a slave, so that's not the life I want for myself. I'm not like Murata, who can be the best mangaka in the world and also somehow finds enough speed and time to do like little animations on the side. I mean, that motherfucker is truly talented. How the fuck does he get that shit done? Shut the fuck up, Green Rider. You only show it for like 3 minutes. Comparing animator workload to mangaka workflow. Oh no, no, no. It's the same shit in that you're both working non-stop until you die. It's just that animators, they get to starve in addition to overworking themselves. Mangaka is just a different form of servitude. The thing is, mangaka, when you're done with your series, you have a lot of money and you get to retire. Animator, you just like straight up die and starve. Will you be rich one day? If I'm rich, it means my mother had a lot of money saved up and she gave it to me as inheritance. For the mangaka money to kick in, you have to have like a lot of volumes. The good thing is that I don't have many needs in life because I don't have like any wife or kids. I've basically already maxed out my lifestyle in terms of what I can actually want in terms of buying stuff with money. So I've already reached the limits of happiness I can experience by having more money, so I don't really care. So Oda is a gorillionaire? Yes, he is a gorillionaire, actually. Pretty much all of the Shonen Jump mangaka who have more than like 20 volumes out probably have $1 million is my guess in the bank. What was Miura's net worth? He was in debt because he wasted all of his money on Idol Master gacha pulls. Tragic. I'm sure he was a millionaire too, actually. Getting into mangakaing for money is a bad move. It's not as bad as a move as like becoming an artist in general, because even if you're not super popular, there's a lot of in-between space in which you can have some amount of financial success. Like, it's not like you have to be massively successful or not successful at all. It's generally considered to be a gamble, but it's not like you're either going to die in poverty or become a gorillionaire. If you truly want the poverty route, you can just become an animator, in which you have the choice of dying in poverty or making just enough money to not die in poverty. One or the other. AI will take over anyway. I mean, you can't really do manga with AI, so I don't think it's going to take over anything. People who keep on being like AI will take over animation, I have yet to see any sort of evidence that it can do animation in any degree, so I don't think so. I don't see any sort of evidence that it can do animation. Miura is a classic case of working to death. Toriyama too. Yeah, they also didn't have particularly good lifestyles, even after they weren't doing their series, so they didn't really help themselves. So AI will help with basic tasks and jobs that require very little creative work. It won't make a whole ass manga. It can't even make a single page of manga. The thing is that everyone's like, oh, AI will do it. Hey, guess what? We already have a shit ton of ways to cheat the manga making process. Have you not noticed that there's like 10,000 free to use backgrounds that you can get off Clip Studio Paint, and like a million different texture brushes and shit like that? Like, we already have the tools to shorten the manga making process in a much more direct way than generating 10,000 AI images. Like, there's already, like, haven't you seen, same thing for animation, people will be like, oh, we can use AI for the backgrounds. It's like, hey, you know what's more efficient than using AI? Just going to the location, taking a shit ton of photos of outdoor locations in Japan, if you're going to do an anime in Japan, which most of them are, and then just putting a shitty filter on top of them. You see this all the time in anime, even the ones that have relatively high budget. They just go on location, they take photos, and then they put a fucking filter on top. It can make a good story, it can't make an interesting story. Story isn't about whether it's interesting or not, it's about whether it's entertaining. Being like, hey, ChatGPT, write me a story, and then like getting a paragraph of a story isn't like actually a story. The whole point of the story is like feeling stuff in the moment. So it doesn't matter if the whole synopsis of the story is good or not. That doesn't mean anything. It's all about presentation. Like, even if you're doing the same fucking story that everybody has read a million times of going to the roof of the high school and seeing the class president senpai, and she tells you that, you know, she's a demon slayer and you have to kiss her so she can take your energy, and you also have to become a part of the demon slaying organization. If you do it in a dramatic and different way in which, you know, she gets murdered in episode 3 or something, then it's like a different story, right? AI don't make anything new, innovating, and original. It all has the same look. Not just look, just by definition, it's produced based on the amalgamation of pre-existing information without any extra input from human beings. So just based on the process, I don't think it can create anything new. It makes us way too lazy. It should be strictly regulated. I mean, all the sort of creative producer anxiety shit should honestly come second to the more obvious problems that it's just going to be used in endless scams where people are going to be calling up old people with the voice of their daughter and being like, we've kidnapped your daughter, that type of shit. Honestly, the erosion of what is real and what isn't real is way more risky and dangerous than any sort of, like, worrying about the internet artist drawing titties problem. So AI should be regulated for completely different reasons than what we usually talk about on stream. I mean, I constantly hate on women being an incel and all that, but, like, nobody wants to go to high school and find thousands of images of them like sucking dick posted on lockers and stuff like that because people use AI to make them look like they were starring in a porn or something like that, right? Like, the amount of potential AI has to be misused for eroding reality is way worse than whatever fictional uses it has. That is already punished by law. I mean, it's punished by law if you're doing it in your high school and they know who did it, but it's not punished by law if you're just endlessly spreading shit on the internet like we allow, you know, whoever's using Twitter to do. It's basically just going to be a tool for whatever psyops Beijing and, you know, Moscow is going to be spamming on Twitter because Elon is going to let them. I'm surprised we don't have more porn in my timeline of, you know, Biden sucking cock or something. That would probably improve Biden's approval rating at this point, considering how people are completely done with him. It's like if you said Photoshop is a horrible idea to spread to high schoolers because they can Photoshop their classmate's face on a naked body. Yeah, except it's way easier. Telling high schoolers to use Photoshop for their revenge porn is like telling AI prompters to learn how to draw. Theoretically, they could learn how to do it, but they'd rather just press a button and have ChatGPT read their text message and then produce something for them. So far, basically all of our new technology that we've produced is used entirely for scamming shit. If you haven't noticed. Crypto, scam. AI, scams. The internet, endless scams. VR, scam. NFTs, scams. Just scams, scams, scams. Where there is technology, there will be babe scams or bee scams, yeah. Except, it's like, that's the only thing it's being used for, though. Like, especially crypto and NFTs, but AI, I'd say, like, it's like 50% scams. All the tech advances are inspired by porns or scams. Usually both. At the same time. Porn scam. VR is not a scam in my opinion, just not good enough yet for mass use. Apple selling their fucking $3,000 headset is about as close to a scam as you can get if you ask me. It's also used to scam investors. The big thing in tech is saying you've integrated machine learning into your Microsoft Office copy. I've already just assumed that all of current stock prices are vastly inflated because fucking investors all desperately want to believe that AI is going to revolutionize how we do shit. And they're like, oh, we all have to buy NVIDIA. There's no way NVIDIA's price stays like that forever. Every investor wants to believe that they're on top of the next new thing, but they're not. It's the second dot-com bubble. It'll burst. I believe so. I'm sitting on cash. And with the inflation, even with the high interest rates, I probably should be investing it into something else, but I'm definitely not putting it into the S&P 500 or stocks because I think it's just way too high right now. I think the current numbers are bullshit. Imagine getting scammed with porn when you can have sex IRL. Sex IRL is the biggest scam of all. It will give you a horrible growing tumor that will take your money for the rest of your life, also known as a child. Or, more likely, just a normal STD. The joy of getting AIDS. My brain was fried when I heard what a bond was. It's just an IOU by the government who has a much higher chance of paying you back than your friend who wants to buy weed with your money, that's all. I don't know what investing is. I am not prepared for life. You don't need to know anything about investing if you don't have any money. It's only something that happens if you have enough money to invest. Don't speak of yourself as a parasitic tumor. Hey, we were all parasitic tumors at one point. Except Hanma Yujiro, who apparently commanded his mother to feed him from a baby. Which was one of the silliest scenes in Baki, a manga that is composed of silly scenes. The one where they were like asking the rhetorical question of Hanma Yujiro, the strongest man on earth. But even he was weak as a baby, right? And it's like, nah, nope. Even as a baby, Yujiro was a Giga Alpha Chad. He forced his mother to give him milk. It's like, yeah, I'm sure that's how it worked. It's one of those things where the editor just has to be like, sir, you're going too far with this one. We let you draw the thing where Baki was fighting the imaginary praying mantis. And everybody could see the praying mantis because he was doing such a good job mimicking its movements or some shit like that. But this is a little too far. So much test, everyone is female to him. Yeah, that was also another thing where the editor probably just had to tell him this is one where maybe you shouldn't go in that direction. Maybe you shouldn't have him ass fucking guys because he's so manly. Just a suggestion, sir. Praying Mantis was peak Baki? Yeah. That was where I was like, okay, I'm not taking this serious anymore. Just drink flat cola if you get horribly poisoned. I believe it was just sugar water, which is basically what flat cola is, but... I like how they pulled the Baki is dying from poison for like, I don't know, 20 episodes or 30 episodes. And he was like, okay, now it's time to get better. I mean, even the Baki drinking sugar to get better from poison thing pales in comparison to the Muhammad Ali's son getting all of his limbs broken to pieces and being completely unable to move, and then in order to get better he just softly punches a punching bag for like a few days, and then his casts come off and it turns out that all of his broken bones have healed and now he's ready to go because, I don't know, the image training or the vibrations of punching a punching bag has just healed him. So it's like, okay, let's go! And then he goes and fights because he's 100% now, and then he fucking loses in an extremely bad way. And then he cucks Baki by taking his girlfriend. And that's the end of the Muhammad Ali's son saga. And it's just like, holy shit, what are you trying to do here, Itagaki? Like, what is the whole point of this manga? What the fuck? He never cucked Baki, though? He failed? Didn't he? What happened to Baki's girlfriend that he had sex with once? I haven't seen her in like 12 years. Wasn't she like, I have to protect Muhammad Ali Jr. or whatever? I mean, honestly, she's like the least important character in the entire story, so it doesn't really matter. He cried like a bitch and got rejected. Honestly, I haven't watched Attack on the Titan, but I know that it's all about people crying like a bitch before they die. and like you're supposed to be shocked because that's not how people are supposed to behave in your shonen anime and stuff. I feel like that and Baki are basically in the same zone. It's just like we're just gonna do the opposite of what viewers are used to seeing, and then people are like, Itagaki has done it again. Bravo, Itagaki. You actually thought of a plot that was so fucking retarded that nobody ever expected you to do it. You are the most powerful of all mangaka. Pickle is the worst of all, though. Pickle is based because he starts his story by raping a female newscaster. Everyone's like, damn, that's crazy, yo. Even Yuji threatened to cuck Baki's girlfriend, but no one goes through with it. Honestly, somebody should. I'm pretty sure that Baki hasn't talked to his girlfriend in like 3 years. He's too busy, like, you know, fighting people that were defrosted from the ocean and stuff. Baki is like JoJo if it was actually bizarre. I mean, he doesn't really go on any adventures, though. It's not really a bizarre adventure. Everything takes place locally. Sumo arc is May so far? I thought it ended. Didn't the Sumo arc end? Aren't you, like, just behind? I haven't been following Baki, but they were talking about how the Sumo arc is meh. The characters in Baki are hard to look at. You just feel that way because you don't have enough motivation to get buff. If you're high test like the other people in this stream, you would understand that Baki bodies are perfectly realistic. He literally kidnaps the USA president to go to jail, though. I could call that an adventure. Yeah, I forgot that they went to the prison in the middle of the desert. I forgot that was something. Very silly. The Pac-Man happened there. I'm pretty sure that the Pac-Man strategy is not a real a fighting strategy. Oliva shouldn't be a jobber. Unfortunately, everybody besides Yujiro, and even Yujiro sometimes has to job at some point. In Baki, the Baki universe. Even Baki jobs from time to time. It's just the style. The storytelling style. Have you seen the new Konosuba season? I know this will surprise everybody, but I don't watch Konosuba. You'd think it would be exactly my thing, but it's not. Who is the top if Pickle and Yujiro had sex? I don't know. Itagaki would probably go into like some sort of prehistoric flashback in which Pickle had sex with a Triceratops and then learned that it felt good to have his ass penetrated by Triceratops' cock or something like that. He'd think of like some way in which it's a win for both of them, I would assume. It would involve power bottoming, that's all I know. Everything in Baki is power something. Whether it's anal sex or whatever. Everything has to be like an extension of fighting in some way or the other, so... Honestly, Baki doesn't have enough rape, considering the circumstances. That's my hot take of today. Insufficient amount of rape in Baki. Like, we've only seen Yujiro rape like 2 people or 3 people or so. There is no rape because there's almost no women to begin with. I didn't say anything about raping women, guys. You shouldn't assume things. Apparently Bakido just ended. No wonder I was confused. Yeah, whatever we're doing with Baki is, what's it called right now? Oh, it's called Baki Rahen, which means like the various areas around Baki. Which makes me feel like it's probably fully going into the Baki as sort of a side character and the side character of the main character kind of stage. I think is we're gonna get now. Basically, the Baki storyline ended with Yujiro and Baki fighting and then like eating dinner together or whatever. Reconciliating their differences or similarities. So now the only storylines left to tell are their side characters and shit. So One Punch Man all over again? I mean, One Punch Man is different from Baki because unlike Baki, One Punch Man, the main character, the entire point of the main character is he's completely unbeatable. in any circumstance. Whereas in the case of Baki, the main character isn't the one that's unbeatable, it's his father. The goal is to beat Hama Yujiro. And Itagaki likes Yujiro too much to actually drag him off his pedestal. Which is like the opposite of One Punch Man. Saitama is much more problematic to the storytelling than having an unbeatable enemy that is your father, because you can always continue to struggle, whereas the moment Saitama appears on screen, he sort of solves all the problems just by default, which makes it much more difficult to craft a traditional story around him than anything in Baki. Side characters getting to their peak, then challenge Baki and then getting mogged. Yeah, but people really don't care about the end fight where they challenge Baki, though. Nothing like your dad beating the shit out of you to forgive him for killing your mouth-kissing mother. You wouldn't understand. You don't have the Hama gene inside you. Hashtag just Hama things. High school D&D fucking why? People asked for anime images to look at while I was doing shit off screen. I'm merging down all my layers right now on a second screen so that you guys can't see like all the completed manga pages. So I need something to fill up space, that's why. Something similar happened in Jujutsu Kaisen and then Gojo got fucking blown up, lol. Oh my god, how could you post spoilers? What about all the anime-only Jujutsu Kaisen fans who haven't read that far in the manga? How could you spoil this important thing? LMAO, I don't give a fuck. Get fucked, anime Jujutsu Kaisen viewers. Ha ha ha. Fuck you, your anime sucks. You're done? I'm almost done. I have like 2 pages left. I need to start sending the files to Solus, though. That's why I'm merging down. Dun 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 dun. I wonder who will be the first to draw Aubrey porn. That's a Patreon exclusive, guys. I should be like the BioShock video game guy who was like, no! Don't draw porn of my daughter, Fu! Elizabeth is pure! You can't sexualize her, that's why I put her in a corset where you can see her cleavage. No, don't draw porn of her! That's like LMAO. I'm sure the internet will listen to your pleas. How the merging going along? We're on page 21 right now, so... Honestly, just because I merged down, I don't really have to worry too much about making unfixable mistakes. There's still tons of shit you can do to fix stuff, even on a single layer. So I shouldn't be too cautious about merging everything down. But I still am. Look how well that turned out. Yeah. Honestly, there's going to be a lot more naked guys in this manga than there are, like, naked women, unfortunately. The homosexual male gaze is going to be very strong in this one. Homosexual male gaze is too redundant, I think. I was saying male gaze. The male gaze. If you take Film Studies 101 at your local liberal university, they'll teach you about it. On my way to become a theater adult. What percentage of people in theater are gay, guys? Is it like 80%? Challenge, don't be gay in the Glee Club. Difficulty impossible. Bechdel test. Bechdel test is dumb. What if you want to create a female character whose trait is having a shallow personality? Just don't care whether your work of art is approved by stupid feminists or not. How about that? The Bechdel test is a test. I can't remember if the author's name is Bechdel, but it's a comic. I think it will show up immediately if we actually look at it. Here. Well, I think it's stupid. It is cool that we have a comic that has become like a standard term. I only go to a movie if it satisfies 3 basic requirements. 1, it has to have at least 2 women in it who to talk to each other about. 3, something besides a man. This was back in the time in the 90s where women were sort of tertiary characters to men, and if they did have a female-only movie, they were just talking about whether the guy was cute or not. So this would also exclude all straight female media where women always have to have like romantic interests because that's what women actually want. Speaking of women's media, I said that I watched The Notebook on Amazon Prime, and then I've also seen the first 3 Twilight films on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime had a new movie called The Idea About You, The Idea of You, something of that kind of title. It's the latest Anne Hathaway romantic movie vehicle, and I was able to handle The Notebook pretty easily and Twilight pretty easily, but I honestly can't watch this for more than 5 to 20 seconds without it becoming too painful. It's some of the most painful female media I've ever consumed. It's about Anne Hathaway as a strong, successful, independent woman who runs her own art gallery, because of course she does, because white women watching this movie, that's like their dream job, where they get to pretend like they're an artist but don't actually have to draw anything. And then she's like 40 years old, and she has a grown or like a teenage daughter, and they go to Coachella or Burning Man or something. Not Burning Man, it's like Coachella or something like that, a music festival. And she walks into the trailer of local boy band guy, and I believe that the entire movie is about a 40-year-old white woman self-inserting as Anne Hathaway, pretending that she's still young and has got it, and she's extremely attractive to like 20-year-old guys in boy bands way younger than her because she's still cool despite her being like 45 or whatever. It's some of the most physically painful media I've seen. I can't watch it for more than a few seconds without it just being like, oh god, this is too much. I've sworn to that I'm gonna finish watching it just as personal torture, but it might be too much. I was able to handle The Notebook and Twilight, but I don't think I can. The total lack of self-awareness is just so painful. Meanwhile, old men going to watch Top Gun movie. Yeah, I am Tom Cruise, who is also 60 years old. I am flying my plane. Vroom, vroom. Please watch 365 DNI, please. It's fucking hilarious. Blanka Lipinska. Polish erotic thriller film. Young Warsaw woman in a relationship falling for a Sicilian man who imprisons imposes on her a period of 365 days for her to fall in love with him. Made available on Netflix. Yeah, I'm really saving myself by not having Netflix. Jesus Christ, most watched item. Universally panned by critics. The criticism was aimed at its perceived glorification of the mafia and heavy use of sex sequences that included sexual violence, drawing comparisons to the 50 Shades trilogy. It is considered one of the worst films of all time. This sounds like a combination of Nisekoi. If you remember Nisekoi, it featured a main character who was like the son of a Yakuza boss, but he was like, don't worry guys, my grandpa is a Yakuza boss, but he's a good Yakuza. And everyone's like, and Jump readers were supposed to be like, oh, that's okay, it's a good Yakuza. It seems like it's Nisekoi combined with like 50 Shades of Grey in a way that like satisfies women's inherent rape fetish. I fucking laughed so hard watching it. Okay. Good Yakuza? There, yes, that's why it's so annoying, because good Yakuza are not a thing. Not surprisingly. It turns out when your entire job is doing illegal shit and exploiting people, you're not good. There is no good Yakuza. Japanese media that involves like glorifying antisocial outlaw behavior is cringe as fuck. If it's not a Yakuza movie that portrays them as all horribly cynical, greedy assholes, I'm not watching it. The main guy keeps calling her baby girl in the most cringy way. Are you saying that it's inappropriate for me as a man to just be randomly calling women baby girl all the time? Thanks, I'm wiser now. What is the proper pet name for girls? Honey Bun and Pumpkin? Kiryu is the poster boy of good Yakuza. Reminder that Kiryu has never killed anybody, despite like snapping their neck in half and then throwing them off a cliff or whatever. Every single day, Kiryu does stuff like crushes people's skulls with like a fire hydrant, but he's like, whew, thank God I didn't kill anyone. He's honestly worse than Batman when it comes to brutally beating the shit out of people, but never actually killing anyone. Kitten? Oh god, Kitten is really hard. If you really love her, Bang Maid. I prefer bitch or little shit. If you know Japanese, the traditional names for like your wife that you would use was Anata, where the female calls the man Anata, and the guy calls the woman Omae. They're both versions of you, but they're like vaguely disrespectful, and they use it to indicate intimacy by using disrespectful ways of referring to people. Omae can legitimately get you in trouble in Japan if you use it against like an older person who's like an old fart that cares about honorifics and stuff, or your senpai. If you call your senpai Omae, even though it's like perfectly normal grammar, they'll be like, well, who the fuck are you calling Omae? It's one of like the most obvious examples of how Japanese can be a pain in the ass, where you're not trying to be disrespectful at all. It's like, it's so weird. You know how like Japan doesn't have any good swear words? Like instead of having proper swear words, it has like perfectly normal grammar that can somehow unexpectedly offend people because they're so fucking uptight about being polite and like passive aggressive and shit. Japanese really sucks in that way. It's like you always have to watch what you're fucking saying, because shit is so polite. If you like say something that's even slightly not polite, suddenly it's like calling their mother a whore. At least in English, you actually have to walk up to their face and say your mother is a whore to get in a fist fight. But in Japan, you actually get in like a fight just by saying the wrong version of you. This is why the vast majority of Japanese communication just takes the form of people being like, onegai shimasu, and then being like ah or or ahai. Just sort of mumbling hi and onegai shimasu, because that way you don't actually have to have a real conversation with anybody. So that's why all of you trying to learn Japanese, it's fucking useless, because it's better if you just don't speak it. You just mumble hi, hi, wakarimashita, hi, 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 so desu ne. Yeah, you just mumble grunts and stuff that indicate that you're listening to whatever other people are saying. Hi, 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 hi. It sounds retarded, but this is actually how it functions. So desu ne, naruhodo. Naruhodo might even be too much, honestly. They might be like, you cocky fucker. You said naruhodo to me. Ora ora, now it's time for me to beat the shit out of you. I hate grunts in anime. Unfortunately, grunts are the most realistic part of anime. People think that Japanese don't speak like anime. Actually, the grunting part, they don't grunt enough in anime. The toka toka hi that shit, that's real. Especially if you're a pathetic nerd like all the people in chat. The best way to protect yourself from offending someone is just not saying anything and just being grunting all the time. This woman was on the phone at work and all she said was hi 50 times during the entire call. It do be like that. For real. Almost drove me crazy. If you can't handle people saying hi, then you're not prepared for Japan. How the fuck are you gonna deal going to a hotel and you're just like, where's my room? And they'll just be like, hi, kashikomarimashita! Hi! Okyakusama! Oh, my voice is too low. I have to raise it like 8 octaves. Okyakusama! Hi! Kashikomarimashita! Irashaimase! Irashaimase! Mata no okoji o mashite orimasu! Japanese is a high context language, so you have to read between the lines unless you really are acquainted with the other person. Yes, even if you're doing my pro tip of just saying hi and onegai shimasu the entire fucking time, people will still get angry at you if they think you're just you're fucking with them. They'll be like, ora ora, you said hi? Omae hi bakkari ite nani itte nda omae? Chanto kiite no ka ora? Nanda? Hi hi ite. Oi, namete no ka kora? This is the example of Japanese person being angry that you're just agreeing with them the entire time. Nanda to teme? Nani hai hai itten da? Ah. Omae ah. Oh, snapping your tongue like that, that's also, you might know this from your Yakuza. When I was going to Japan in elementary school, I had a good teacher that was really looking out for me, actually. He was a pretty good teacher. But one of the things he tried to make me stop doing was doing the noise. Because I was just doing it naturally because I like making the noise with my tongue. That's definitely something that is basically like you're picking a fight in Japan. Ah, kora! Nandatta? Oma bukkarasu da! You know, it's delinquent behavior. All this silly shit. So you should be glad that if you're in America, you should be glad that you can basically get away with saying everything besides the N-word. There's only 2 things you can say in America. the N-word and Israel has no right to exist. Those are the two things that will get you fucking banned. Twitch, please don't clip that. I don't actually believe that, Twitch. That was just an example. Bancho Bros, we can't stop winning. Os! Arigatou gozaimasu! That is what happens when you have too many swear words. The swear words become just like normal language. The Israel comment will even get other Jews banned for saying it. Yeah. Being a liberal Jew right now is probably a real headache, I'm sure. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that stuff. He's lying, Twitch? Yeah, guys, that was just an example. I don't believe that. Yes, yes it is. LMAO. Shh, we're not talking about Israel anymore, Constrictor. We're trying to allow me to still have some kind of Twitch income. In Argentina, you can call people the N-word both in a friendly manner and when you really want to pick a fight. I mean, there's a very small subsegment of white people in America who get away with using the N-word without the R. And they are like weird wigger people. I didn't say N-word there. That was a W, Twitch. Don't ban me. White people who want to be black, who have properly nestled themselves within the black community, and they're like, you're okay, white guy. We'll call people Negro, black, and Spanish in a friendly manner all the time. The Negro word is especially the problematic one because like, there was a NBA coach called Vinny Del Negro because he was Italian or whatever. It was always awkward on the streams. And the fucking, what was it? Was it the NAACP? Is like colored people and stuff. Like, there's all these weird anachronistic old words where we have to call them using but like you can't get away with we use the term Negro leagues if you think about it. Like when we talk about baseball, we don't beat around the bush and call it like the black leagues and stuff. But if you call the black guy on the street Negro, you most definitely are picking a fight, right? American racial-related language is so fucking painful in that way. It's best to just steer clear of it, which is what I'm not doing right now in stream, but... Colored people. Persons of color. Yeah, it's so weird how, like, all these far-left organizations are like, yeah, they're a person of color. White is a color as well, by the way. What's Lovecraft's cat's name? For the longest time on 4chan, I didn't know what they were talking about. When they were like, help me. I didn't understand the meme. What a weird guy, that guy. Didn't he like absolutely love his cat? He seems like the type of guy whose only friend is his cat, to be honest. Yes, and he was married to a Jewish woman. It do be like that sometimes. He certainly loved his cat more than black people. Yes, that's for sure. For sure. Color theory talk, let's go. Just say what you mean, non-white/Asians, but that stuff changes frequently depending on context. They had to pass laws in like 1920 because Indians were coming to the United States and they're like, we're technically racially Aryans. And they had to, like, the courts in the U.S. had to define specific rules for why Indians weren't allowed to be considered to be whites. Hashtag just United States things. Typical U.S. behavior, to be honest. I remember reading that, LMAO. The history of America is making sure that people don't get the white privilege. We had a pretty long period in which Irish and Italians were also considered to not be white. Are people from Spain white? If there is a large amount of immigration from the Spanish to America at the same time that the Irish potato famine was driving all these Irish and Italians and stuff to America, they probably would also not be considered white. But there wasn't, I don't think there was mass Spanish immigration at the time, so they didn't have to go out of their way to be like, you know, fuck the Spanish. These guys are the N-word of white people, or whatever. There was a light-skinned black guy who pretended to be Indian in order to further his music career back then. If you read Uncle Tom's Cabin, literally one of the plots in Uncle Tom's Cabin is there's a couple who are so light-skinned, mulatto or whatever, quadroon or whatever, that they basically pass as white, and they use that to escape north from slaves. Which really sort of puts it into perspective. Like, even during the time when we actually had literal slavery, people knew that the whole, like, skin color stuff was bullshit, and it was just like you were trying to maintain the status quo. He even wore the turban and everything. To be honest, it's a pretty good look. He probably thought it was awesome. Indians are apparently racist between each other like crazy. The entirety of Indian society is set up so that Indians will, like, fight among themselves because of the caste system. It's pretty funny. My professor supervisor in college was an Indian specialist, and he said that every Indian knows what caste they belong to, but none of them can agree on who's above each other. So if we're, like, from the American perspective, we think that, like, they have all that shit sorted out, but actually they don't, apparently. Like, there's different subsections of each, like, warrior class or Brahmin class or whatever class. And then, like, none of them can agree on who's above who. I'm never going to India, dude. Yeah, I think you're best off. I tried to watch Interstellar yesterday. I think Christopher Nolan is a massively overrated director, and I've never really enjoyed his stuff that much. But I hadn't seen Interstellar and it was on Amazon Prime, so I'm like, okay, this is a long movie. I may as well try this out. And I was already feeling like the whole sci-fi plot was silly in that humans had enough technology to invent faster than light travel or whatever, but they didn't have enough technology to stop the fucking Dust Bowl. I knew that was like the plot of the story, but I was like, okay, suspension of disbelief, I can handle it. But within the first 5 minutes of the movie, it's like the American farmer, played by Matthew McConaughey, is like, look, it's an Indian Air Force drone. That thing has enough solar power batteries in it that it can power this farm for a year. I'm like, oh my god, my suspension of disbelief is fucking done for. I can't watch this. I can't watch the movie in which the America has fallen into ruin and they can't grow anything because of like dust storms and India is a fucking space superpower, whatever the fuck. I'm done. I'm just like, Indian superpower by 2020. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking done, guys. I lasted 5 minutes, Christopher Nolan, but when you were like, in the future, when we have faster than life travel, but we can't like grow corn anymore, the Indians will be like the superpower. I'm like, yeah, we're not doing this. Goodbye. See ya. Matthew McConaughey, alright. Jesus Christ, I've been streaming for 3.5 hours. I am making progress though. Merging down very slowly. I should just like bite the bullet and just merge immediately and not worry about this shit. It's okay. I'm talking with you guys. My best friends. That was sarcasm, by the way. Not. I love all of you so much. I love that I was gone for 2 hours and the D&D GIF was still here. I tried a different D&D GIF for a while. Oh! Do they canonically pole dance, or is this just horny opening ending stuff? I believe it's horny opening ending stuff, but considering how sexed up the characters are, they may as well canonically pole dance. There isn't really any environment for pole dancing in Japan. It gets pretty horny in there too. Honestly, the entirety of high school D&D could just be a 2-page comic in which the main character finally fucks Rias and the other girls, and then you could call it the end. Because really that's the only actual plot tension in it. All this stuff about like shonen battle demon stuff only exists as a distraction from looking at tits and ass for like 5 seconds. America's better than Japan simply by having drive-through strip clubs. Do you really want to go to a strip club though? I have like no desire to see actual 3D women and their shitty dance moves unless they're like actually good. Sorry if I'm picky about the quality of my dancers, but They have cheap and decent food in some of them. Yeah, but, you know... Yeah, I'd have to see all the women, though. The strip club here is famous for its T-bone steak. I really want some fried chicken right now, now that you're talking about strip clubs. I should go to Popeyes and pick up like 16 pieces of fried chicken or something. Yeah, I could really use some fried chicken right now. I don't think strip clubs make any sense to generations that grew up with internet porn. Yeah, Zoomers will not understand the concept that there was a time in which you couldn't just immediately look at an unlimited amount of naked women with your device that you have in your pocket at all times. Imagine being addicted to porn before you had the internet and you're like, I have to have this gigantic catalog of titty magazines and my personal home theater to be addicted to porn. I'm sure there are way more just like sex addicts in the time instead of porn addicts. It's way easier to be addicted to porn when there's just unlimited amounts of it for free at your fingertips at all times. Okay, Grandpa? Bro, you don't understand. The first half of my puberty happened before the internet. Do you know how hard it was to jack off? I mean, it wasn't that hard, but, you know, the Sears catalog can only get you so far. Alright, guys, I'm going to end the stream here. I have to go run. 6:40. Yeah, gonna have to go run. See you around, guys. This is, I'm probably back to drawing, like, standard anime titties after this. Because I think I'm almost done with my manga. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys.